welcome in, my friends. Man, Tank Davis, the bad man, going to 30-0, people. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yo, I mean, guys, they was sleep on him. They was sleeping on him. Tank Davis moves to 30-0. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Man, first off, what a fight for 6 to 7 rounds. What a fight. Shout out Frank Martin, first off, man. He had a good fight. He spent most of the time on the ropes, but he ran into a buzzsaw. He ran into a buzzsaw. He ran into that left hand. They would sleep on Tank. Over a year away from the ring. Over 420 days away from the ring. Tank comes in there swinging, puts him down with the uppercut. Then the left. Oh, man, the left. Yo, I gotta hear some takeaways. What are y'all's thoughts? What are initial reactions? What are initial reactions to this fight, man? I feel like Tank Davis was being disrespected a little bit. Tank was being disrespected, man. He came out and proved a point. He is the cream of the crop in that division. And I just don't think anybody's seeing him at 135. Like, I'm going to be honest. It's just too much power, too much strength, too agile, high boxing IQ, just dissecting the tape, man. Floored him. Martin just lived on the ropes. Lived on the ropes, stuck in that corner, got buried in that corner. But what were some initial reactions to the fight? Is this the decision that everybody was expecting? It's definitely the decision I expected. Martin, he fought hard. He came in and he did what he had to do as far as trying to attack Tank, trying to make him uncomfortable, trying to make him work. We knew he came in with some of the best footwork that we've seen as far as Tank's opponents, and it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. From the face off, you could tell just how serious Tank was about knocking this dude out. I mean, no love lost. I know they're selling the fight, but ever since that sparring session got brought up, oh, Tank been on a mission. Came in a pound underweight. Probably the best shape he's been in since I don't know when. But what were initial reactions to this fight, man? I think Tank looked exceptional. We're not expecting him to take the early rounds. He got a slow start. Took some damage. Took some damage. Definitely took some damage. But he fought through it, man. And he dominated the fight. He absolutely left his mark. Especially those last 2 rounds. Really, really got his rhythm going. Moves to 30-0. And, I mean, he's just the cream of the crop in that division, y'all. Marcus, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Tanks, he had a long layoff. People were kind of sleeping on him, thinking he was going to be. There was a little bit of rust, but nah, he's still that guy. He is still that guy, the face of boxing, and that guy in that division. Definitely. I'm interested to see when Shakur gets a chance, because I feel like that's the only person in that division that has even the slightest chance to possibly stop Tank. He is just dominating that division. Or initial reaction, guys, from the fight. Initial reactions. Tank dropped Martin a round earlier than he even anticipated, man. The uppercut, the left, all she wrote. And I don't know if y'all saw that post game, that post fight press conference, that little interview afterwards, the post game, the post match, the post fight commentary, whatever you want to call it. Frank Martin was out there looking dazed and confused. He got it put on him. He definitely got it put on him. Anybody win some money tonight? If you bet, you had to bet on Tank tonight. You had to. There's just no way. All with all due respect to Martin, man. You know, he's an undefeated guy coming in, never been knocked down, and seemed to be up to the challenge in the beginning rounds, but he just could not get off those ropes. Let Tank dictate the fight, let him hit him with a few of them counters, and that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. But I definitely got to give Frank Martin his respect too. He went in and fought the biggest fight of his career, hands down. He stood tall. He fell, but he stood tall. I enjoyed the build up to this fight, honestly. Just every moment, the face off, Tank getting under his skin, having him jumping and doing just all types of gimmicks, man. Tank is just an excellent salesman promoting these fights. But y'all definitely let me know how y'all feel about the situation. I think we all assumed that Tank was gonna stop him. I think we all assumed that. We just wasn't sure which round. But they was sleep on Tank. He had the long layaway. He went to jail. He's dealing with the family issues. He's got a lot outside of the ring going on, and he's able to put everything, get his life in order and really just focus on keeping the main thing in the ring, and just an excellent performance. Moves to 30-0, continues to climb the ranks. Continues, pound for pound, one of the best out, period. And I don't think anybody's really seeing him at 135. I mean, it's just too much power to deal with. Too much, too much. But what were some of y'all's initial reactions from the fight, man? I love to hear from y'all. And if this is your first time, welcome in. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome in, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk all sports here, and I love hearing from the community. We got some really good sports fans out there, not box score bandits that be out here really locked in on the fights, on the games, whatever may have you we're discussing. So I definitely love to hear from you guys. But hey, man, Tank is the champ till he ain't the champ no more. Over a year away from the ring. A little rusty, but he came out and got it done. Stopped Martin. With style. In front of a packed house in the legendary MGM. The stars was out. Dame Lillard. DeMar DeRozan. Al Davis. You name them. In the building to see Tank. And every time Tank fights, it's must-see TV. It was interesting for a few rounds. Definitely there was a point where Martin was winning this fight. I think we all could agree on that in the early rounds. But yeah, I love to hear y'all's takes, man. What were y'all initial reactions? Anybody win some money tonight? Cause man, Frank had that good footwork though. He was moving and grooving till them legs got tired. The body shots wore him out. The body shots wore him out. But he was moving, being very elusive at the start. Don't think there's a chance we see a part two. Definitely not. Definitely. What a fight, though. I'm still just amped up, y'all. Man, I mean, Tank is one of my favorite fighters to watch, especially right now. And just seeing him, because you expected a knockout, 28 knockouts in 30 fights. You expect a knockout at this point. He's still never been knocked out. It's been a while since that Ryan Garcia fight. But yeah, I'd love to hear y'all's initial takeaways from this fight, man. Is this the outcome y'all were expecting? Did y'all think Frank would last a little longer? Did he get some respect? Did Frank Martin earn some respect tonight for stepping up to the podium? His first pay per view, hands down the biggest fight of his career. Probably gonna be the biggest payday too. Yeah, what a fight though. What a fight, man. I think definitely in the early rounds, Martin controlled it, had the jab, had Tank playing defense, but that's also Tank's strategy. We know, kind of letting boxers punch themselves out at times, and he comes in for the kill. He had your boy Martin on them ropes for majority of the fight in that corner, and he could not get off the ropes. And that's not where you want to be with a power puncher. That's not where you want to be a sitting target. You know what I'm saying? But Tank moves to 30-0. I'm interested to see is who he's gonna fight next. They're throwing some names at him. I would love to see him fight Shakur Stevenson personally. I think that would be a really good matchup. Two counter punchers, two very skilled. Shakur has power, has the speed, has the IQ, and he is hungry for the opportunity. So I think that's the next fight, man. We definitely gotta see. But what were y'all initial takeaways, man? Just looking at it. Did y'all think Martin was gonna last a little bit longer? Did y'all think Tank was gonna knock him out early? People were saying this was the one that was gonna beat Tank, and they were sleep on Tank. People was really out here talking reckless before this fight. I just gotta throw that out there. What were y'all's initial reactions? And if this is your first time, welcome into the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. I am your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV, keeping y'all updated with all the biggest stories in sports. But love to hear from the community, man. A lot of great boxing fans out there with some really good insight. I love what the trainer was saying. Tank's trainer talking about, hey, they got to that sixth round. He said, we need all these. And at Tank, a switch flipped, and immediately he went to work. Immediately went to work. But what were some of y'all's initial reactions, man? Just looking at it, when I seen that uppercut land, I knew it was over. I don't know about y'all, but when I saw that uppercut land, I was like, yeah, 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 that's a rap ski. That uppercut stunned him. It was over after that. The left hand that was just the exclamation point. Put him down. But I'm interested to see, if Shakur's not an option, like who else would y'all like to see Tank fight? I know we've heard Lomo mentioned, but who would y'all want to see him fight? What is the dream matchup for Tank Davis? That's what I want to know looking ahead. And how does Frank Martin rebound from this? First loss, getting knocked out on the biggest stages you've ever fought on. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, y'all definitely holler at your boy. Let me know how y'all feeling about this, man. I think it was well worth it. There's been great build up, a lot of great press. The press conferences, the weigh-ins have been hilarious. Tank is a character. Martin is like too cool for school, it feels like. And I think they fed off of each other a lot. It was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Martin held his own, but Davis is just that guy. Nobody's seeing him at 135 with that power. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's too much, y'all. It's too much. But yeah, I just wanted to give my initial thoughts, man. It was just, we all just saw that fight. Incredible matchup. Tank Davis put that pause on him. The result I was expecting. I don't know about y'all, but it was the result I was expecting. But I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. That's a wrap for us. Until next time, I am Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV, your host. Y'all be safe.